Hey there, welcome to Tech Tip Tuesday. We're going to be doing a video series discussing each of the components inside your computer, what the function is, and some of the symptoms that it can display when a given component begins to fail. So stick around and learn about what's inside. Welcome to video 1 in the series where we're going to be talking about storage. Now, you might have various types of information stored on your computer, information or data. This could be movies, music, files, Word documents, PDFs, really just about anything, including the applications that you also run on your system. So Google Chrome or Internet Explorer, Windows, OS X, all this has to be stored somewhere so that when you turn your computer on, that information can be collected and processed and eventually put on your screen for you to do something with. So the first thing we're going to be talking about is your hard drive, which looks like this. Now this one is from a desktop computer. It's a 3.5 inch hard drive, so that means it's 3.5 inches across here. And this is where your information traditionally has been stored, and many older hard drives look like this. Hard drives come in a very wide variety of capacities in terms of how much data you can store on the drive and performance. How quickly can you either write that information to the drive or how quickly can you retrieve information from it. For example, this drive is mechanical in that it has moving parts, and because it has moving parts, it's limited in how fast it can read and write that data, not only from a digital perspective in the electronics, but also the physical perspective on how fast it can spin and how quickly it can get to that information. Now, much like the 3.5 inch drive, there is a 2.5 inch equivalent. While you'll normally find this in a desktop, this is what you're frequently going to be finding in a laptop or some compact desktops. So other than their size, a few things that are different between these two. This one has more space and more performance than this one, but this one is lower power and much more compact. Now, a hard drive technology that's really taken off in the market in the last couple years is solid state. Now, this particular drive has no moving parts. Now, unlike a physical drive where this has moving pieces, including disks that are spinning very, very quickly, anywhere from around 5,400 RPMs to 7,200 RPMs on average, this one has no moving parts. So for applications such as laptops that are prone to movement, whether that be in a car or an airplane or somewhere else, it is going to react far less negatively to movement because there is no consequence to moving the drive, whereas on this one, the drive is going to need to react in order to protect itself or crash from the sudden movement. In addition to having no moving parts, a solid-state hard drive is also significantly faster. In fact, even on the low end, with a cheap solid-state hard drive, you're probably going to get somewhere around 10 times the performance of a mechanical drive. So what are some symptoms of a failing hard drive? Well, one is that your system could begin to run very, very slow. Your system may not boot up at all. You may go to open up a file and it begins to report that it's corrupt. Or your system could be consistently freezing. There are tests we can run to diagnose a hard drive and see if that's the root cause or not. So if you're wondering, definitely get it checked out. And unlike other components that when they begin to fail, your computer just doesn't work as well, one thing to keep in mind with a hard drive is that this is where all your data is being stored. So you need to have a good, reliable backup of the data, because if this fails, you're going to lose all of your information with it. But also, if you notice any of the symptoms, such as your system locking up or slow, or files being reported as corrupt, if you catch it in time, it's much easier to move your information to a new healthy drive and discard the old one, as opposed to it crashing and having to have either the data professionally recovered, which is very expensive, or even worse, losing it altogether. Now that you know a little bit more about the device your computer is using to store your information, you can be on the lookout for some of the symptoms of failure, and you also know that there are a couple different drive types that will give you varying degrees of capacity and performance, some of which are mechanical and some of which are solid state. So I hope this has been helpful. Go enjoy your technology.